The world of boxing loves Manny Pacquiao. He's a token of hope to millions of people around the world. And at 40 years old, you'd have to ask, what else is there to prove? He's the sport's only 8-division world champion. He's had more wars in the ring than most have had fights. His legacy is well and truly cemented. He's a senator of the Philippines, and his passion for the sport is still alive and well. Pacquiao's next opponent is Keith Thurman. Thurman is one of the welterweight division's most prized possessions. He is an undefeated champion, with strength, youth, and power on his side. This is definitely a very difficult fight for Manny Pacquiao, which takes place on July 20th on Fox pay-per-view. Thurman sports a record of 29 wins and 0 losses, whereas Manny Pacquiao sports a legendary record of 70 fights, with wins over Hall of Fame fighters such as Oscar De La Hoya and Miguel Cotto. In Pacquiao's last outing, he broke down and defeated loud-mouthed Adrian Broner in January, a fight in which he proved he's still got it. While he was still impressive, his eminence is not as grand as it once was. His punch output was considerably lower to that of some of his recent fights. However, that's not to take away from Adrian Broner's performance. Broner's performance was better than most expected, but it still wasn't enough to defeat a legend in Manny Pacquiao. Keith One Time Thurman goes by the moniker One Time to deliver the fact that he only needs to hit his opponents one time. He's 30 years old and in his physical prime. At 30 years old, Manny Pacquiao defeated Hatton, De La Hoya, and Cotto in under 12 rounds. Right now, Thurman's most notable wins are over Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. Those who know boxing know Pacquiao may have taken a step too far with deciding to take on Keith Thurman. At the end of his career, you would expect most fighters to avoid the young guns of the sport. But then again, Manny Pacquiao is not most fighters. The fight, which takes place in Las Vegas, is going to be emotional for fight fans one way or another. While Pacquiao has already procured a legendary resume, a win over Thurman could arguably be one of his greatest. Simply from the fact that Pacquiao is 40 years old, defeating a young, undefeated champion like Thurman would close off an excellent career in the best possible way. It would be tough to watch a legend of the sport go out to a vicious loss, but the torch must be passed somehow. Fundamentally, Pacquiao-Thurman is going to be an excellent fight to watch. You have two aggressive champions coming to the ring in a fight where Keith Thurman now has a chance to show the world what he's all about. It's about time the welterweight stars begin to fight each other, as it's one of the most stacked divisions in boxing. Those who say Thurman will win argue that he's simply too young and strong for the Pac-Man. On the other hand, Pacquiao's experience may play a big part in getting one last final victory for his storied career. Who do you think wins this great matchup in July? Let us know your prediction in the comments section below. This Saturday night, Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman will step into a boxing ring for the claim to fame in the name of Keith One Time Thurman. The build-up has set high anticipation for the Fox pay-per-view event, with fans squabbling over choosing a winner. The build-up has presented Thurman a podium to voice his presence, but an unfazed Manny Pacquiao has walked this path before.
Ask Keith Thurman what he cares about. I don't give a I don't give a I don't ever I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. Anybody who run their mouth don't throw punches. Punchers throw punches. The fight happens in the ring.
Before they come face to face, here on the Fight Game, we take a look inside the story of their showdown. This is Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman, Tale of the Tape.
I do think anyone like this guy out. Nobody willing to beat it.
In the department of experience, Pacquiao certainly takes the advantage. In the build-up, we've seen Pacquiao often refer to the fact that he's already faced the likes of Keith Thurman. Thurman has been outspoken as we expected, while Pacquiao decides to leave his fists to do the talking come fight night. Age could play a major factor as Pacquiao is now 40 years old. Most fighters begin to decline after age 35, and while he attempts to turn back the clock, it may turn out to be too much of an ask. But if there was anyone ever to win at the top level at 40 years old, it would have to be a legend like Manny Pacquiao. Where Thurman lacks in experience, he makes up for in youth and physicality. At 30 years old, Thurman appears to be in his physical prime. Training for this fight has been taken very seriously, with not one but two strength and conditioning coaches. While Thurman is expected to box cautiously, he will be prepared if he's to be dragged into a war by Pacquiao. Pacquiao fights out of the southpaw stance, where Thurman opposes as orthodox. Both fighters hold power that's to be respected. With 39 knockouts, Pacquiao is no stranger to subduing his opponents to the mat, as neither is Thurman. Pacquiao's trainer Freddie Roach has brought back the body protector into training to reignite that killer instinct. Pacquiao still sports that world-renowned lightning-fast hand speed, a speed of such Thurman has never faced before. Pacquiao will be the best opponent Thurman has ever faced, and if he becomes victorious this Saturday night, he will